Hey, what's up guys? So today let's talk about the new event that's coming up in POE 1, which is the Legacy of Phrecia event. And there are some new exciting Ascendancy classes that got released, and one of them is the Whisperer. So this class is probably what I'm going to league start with. There are some interesting notes here, so I just want to go over that and share my thoughts and also my rough build guide that I have currently. And just if anyone who's interested in playing this as well, hopefully this helps. So if you look at the Ascendancy here, there are some very powerful notes. Like There Is More gives you +4 minimum frenzy and power charge, and also +1 to the maximum. So this note in itself is a very powerful note. And what defines this class, in my opinion, is Infinite Pursuit and We Know All. Basically, this turns this Ascendancy into a mana stacker, and we're stacking Dexterity for more mana. So this is the first node here that grants +1 mana per Dexterity, and then here you get attack skills have added lightning damage equals to 4% of your mana. So this is almost like an Archmage, but a little lower percent scaling. And then the final node, I'm still undecided. I might do Don't Panic Yet for some mitigation, or I might get Fork depending on how the damage feels like in the clear. But that's the idea. And the skill choice that I'm probably going to go with is Power Siphon of the Archmage. Now, if you haven't played Power Siphon, it is a very powerful skill, at least in the current Settlers League. There is a Archmage version here which grants you added lightning damage equals to 1% of your mana. So this, along with the Ascendancy, synergizes really well, and I think it's going to be quite exciting. And also we are going to play Power Siphon with mines. So we're going to use Locus Mine and Power Siphon. And again, this is an interaction that is very popular in the Settlers League. It's very powerful. You can play it with the regular Power Siphon or the Archmage version. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to show you the gameplay at the end of this video. So just a rough idea, that's the class, and those are the nodes we're going with. Probably going to grab There Is More for the first lap, and then Infinite Pursuit, and finally We Know It All. Alright, so jumping into the POB here, this is just a rough tree that I have. It's a little tricky because if you look at Settlers League, a lot of the Power Siphon of the Archmage players are Hierophant, which start off on this side of the tree. So they're grabbing a lot of nice mana nodes like Righteous Decree and Arcane Capacitor. There's just a lot of good mana nodes on this side. And also a lot of Int, which grants mana. However, in our case, our Ascendancy Int does not grant mana. However, Dexterity is what gives us mana. So starting on the Ranger side, these nodes here actually gives us 10 mana per node. So it's very powerful. And my thought is that we are going to grab the mana nodes here and here. And then we are going to basically stretch through here to grab Forethought and Dynamo, which are very powerful. I'm still undecided. I think this is better than going down towards the Duelist area. And then everything else is pretty much like a normal Power Siphon tree. We're grabbing some accuracy here, more frenzy and power charge, mana here, crit chance, crit multi here, and then we're coming up here to grab the wand wheel, followed by the dexterity wheel here, and then basically more mana. Arcane Wheel, Prodigal Perfection, Deep Wisdom, and Heart and Soul. And then this is up to level 94, so I think this is what the tree would look like. And then if you can see here, our DPS were about 2 million per mine, and this is factoring in the changes, which is about 500 extra mana from our dexterity, which is right now 670, and these are all very humble values, which grants us about 1 to 400 lightning damage, and I factor in the 2 additional charges as well. If you look at our numbers here, we are quite comparable. We have about 350% increase from the tree, which is about what the other builds have, and we have about 700 mana. So we end up with about 10k mana with pretty humble gear. These are all, I'm going to link the POB in the description so you can take a look. But there's definitely room to scale this, and yeah, I just think there's some potential here, and I'm excited to explore it. Now, if you have not played Power Siphon Locus Mine, I'm going to show you what the gameplay looks like here in just a second. Alright, so this character is level 90, and it's one of my hardcore characters that died in solo Siphon League. So forgive me if I'm rusty with my gameplay. I haven't played POE 1 in months, and POE 2 with the WASD, it takes a bit of getting used to. But we're going to run a simple T15 map here. And again, Power Siphon Locus Mine is basically Locus Mine connected to Power Siphon, charge mines, added lightning damage, and volatility. And the gameplay is basically you throw out a bunch of mines, you walk, and you have detonate on your, let's see here. Yeah, I believe you walk and it auto detonates your mine. So that's the gameplay. Let's see here. So detonate mines is connected to automation. There we go. So that is a skill that triggers detonate mines. So you basically throw your mines and they auto detonate. And then flame wall will give us some extra DPS as your Power Siphon shoots through them. And then sniper's mark is additional single target. Alright, here we go. So you can absolutely level with this through the campaign. In fact, that's what I did, and I'm still using it in red maps. But it's a very powerful build, and as you can see, it's a range build as well. So you throw things from afar, and it clears screen wide. So it's a very nice skill, and if you get a tanky mob, you just throw it on your flame wall. So this is, keep in mind, this is the regular Power Siphon, not the Archmage version. The Archmage version should give us more damage theoretically. Again, this is there's a lot of uncertainty here. It's a new ascendancy. We don't know how it's going to turn out. But based on the numbers, it looks like it will be a viable skill. And the good thing with stacking dexterity is that you don't have to, you have more flexibility in your items. You don't have to get perfect wands with, max tier lightning damage. It allows you with more flexibility, and it's very nice. And also the ascendancy that gives you 100% fizz taken as mana, it seems pretty busted, and it's similar to what POE 2 is right now for the Mind Over Matter, so it should be a pretty good defensive node to mitigate physical damage. One thing that I think will be a disadvantage of that class is the defense capability, or its defensive power compared to a Trickster. Trickster is a lot more defensive, so we'll have to see how that new ascendancy node plays out. Let's test our single target here. We're going to drop a flame wall. So as you can see, our single target is not that good, but again, this is solo self-foul. I'm level 90. I don't have a lot of gear. But it's doable. You can definitely farm your endgame setup with this. And it's also very fast. We have 4 frenzy charges here, but keep in mind with the new ascendancy, you get +1 frenzy as well from there. So okay, so we just put on a flame wall, sniper's mark, and then we just keep throwing mines. It basically becomes a 1-button build once you have your flame wall and your sniper's mark down. And one thing to note is you want to throw your Locus Mine away from you, as you can see here. if you throw your mines just close to your feet, it will not trigger. So that's one of the things you have to get used to. You have to throw it away from you. But yeah, that is what the gameplay looks like. And again, this is a purely theoretical build. I'm not sure if it's going to be good, but I'm just putting this out there as a concept. So feel free to follow, and I'll try to post an update if I find any. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.